Battle Network has a long and storied history about the Quiz King and everything like that. You know, we love our trivia. I can guarantee you, everyone in the chat right now, you will learn at least one thing. You will probably learn like 12 new things. Like, this is a really cool chat that we've got. Now, we're all answering together. Like, it's a very open kind of setup. You know, I'm giving every single participant who's here a prize, but you know, your prizes aren't better based on how many points. I want this to be fun, you know, so some questions are going to be really silly and easy. Some questions are going to be obscure. Some questions are going to be really ridiculous, and like, we're here for it, right? Like, this is a fun time. I'm so excited. And I will say too, to all of you in the chats, feel free to answer. Feel free to answer these questions. I would love to see how many of you can actually answer some of these things. Maybe if I have some mods around, maybe they'll keep track of how many people are doing well. I don't know, but I want this to be a really fun time, and I'm super excited for it. Because who sent for the Quiz King? All right, so starting off the bat, again in alphabetical order, we've got GoodTofuFriday. Tofu, do you want to present your questions? Do you want me to present them? Do you have a preference?
I'm perfectly fine presenting them.
All right, Tofu, let's get it on.
Ooh, let's get it.
All right, so the first question I have for everybody here, and I tried to make questions that if you've been taking cursory glances at things coming out, you might know them. And if not, then maybe you'll learn something new. But first question being, what is the name of the final boss in Legend of Network, the cell phone game?
And by the way, anyone chime in. Any of you guys chime in.
Cash.
Buzzer.
No, wait, that's not.
Okay,
no,
Killer,
no,
what?
no.
Killer buzzering. Let's hear it.
Trojan horse, good start.
Yeah, I think
okay,
I got it.
Yeah, I heard Cash, which is honestly, I think it was John.
No.
I don't blame you for thinking that, because like Legend of Network and Phantom of Network, I get confused all the time. But yeah, technically Trojan horse.
That's right. Because I can't read the logos.
Yeah, exactly. That was
every
exactly
time I would start them up to record, I would start up the wrong one every single time.
Love it. That's exactly.
You're
it's like the names are so simple. Yeah, it's funny. Which, by the way, again, just to plug MegaRockEXE in the Rockman EXE Zone, I am so excited for that English translation. Like, that is going to be a huge deal. Like, watching John's video was hysterical. Like, trying our best, like, through Google Translate and just, like, trying to, like, figure out what the heck is happening.
I actually do want to apologize for that.
What are you going to do, right? I mean, what are you going to, like...
There were some people who were like, yeah, maybe you got some stuff wrong. It's like, I know. I apologize for that. But I thought you saw... People saw... I said in the video that, well, I don't know, guys. It'll probably be a couple months still. Like, I don't know. Maybe we'll get, like, Phantom. Maybe we'll get the first one in soon. And then, you know, a couple months for the next one. And then 2 days later, Prof 9 announced that the translation was done.
It's like, and it's like hashtag of course, right? It's like, of course that would happen. Like, after we've gone through everything. Way too funny. And again, feel free to buzz in whatever, you know, or say your username or whatever. Like, it's all good. This is just for fun. This is not like a...
I'm gonna say SoulXCross like a Pokemon.
That's right. That's right. All right, Tofu.
All right. Well, then next question, and this one anybody who knows this would have had to have been paying a very close attention. Honestly, but what was the final unreleased chip that had to be scanned into Battle Chip Stadium in order to see the first ever clear screen for the chip collection?
Just to chime in. Oh, sorry, what was that, Soul?
Oh, I said Burner Man. I might be wrong.
Not the right one though.
Yeah, BN6. You got to think of Battle Network 6 navies for this one, or Battle Network 6 things. This is a hard question. And just to chime in and add some context, like Tofu said, not every battle chip was created, so some chips were not. And Tofu made a dip chip that can essentially emulate any chip in it. And do it using that, the person who owns the machine, Emmanuel EXE, was able to see the chip completion screen that you get by using literally every chip. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. I'll give you guys a hint. It's a pretty big character in Battle Network 6.
Isn't there... I don't know, it's not Battle Network 6 specific. Isn't there a special version of Base that's like crossed with Falzar or something in that game?
There is. That did get released, though. That did get an official release.
Yeah,
so yes, but yes, you're not wrong, John.
Chat has it already.
I'm gonna buzzer in Blastman.
Oh, let's hear it, Killer. What is it? Blastman, you said?
That's my guess. If it's big character, he's big in the story.
Good guess. Who nailed it in the chat? I missed that. Who was? Oh, I see.
Falzar?
DJ Rez, yeah, Falzar.
Yeah, DJ Rez.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Which, gang, is so funny. Like, you would think that like Falzar's an important character. You would think that they would have released that chip, but for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe Capcom was focusing on Star Force. I have no idea why, but yeah, they never made Falzar, and that was the last one to get it in. So super cool.
You would
All right,
think,
next
yeah,
one.
you would think that of all the ones to not make, you would think they would make that one.
Falzar. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I wouldn't have guessed one of the side beasts went unmade.
Right? You would
I
think
would
it's slam
not.
dunk.
I
You
would
would have thought
not.
absolutely slam dunk for sure. Yeah, yeah, super funny. All right, next one here.
Next one. So of the arcade games, when was the first Battle Network related arcade game released? I'm not looking for the name, just the year.
Just the year.
when it came out.
Take some shots, King. What years do you guys think?
I'll take a shot.
2006.
4?
I said
I hear 2006. I hear 2004. Any other guesses?
I think it was 2003.
Any other guesses?
Thunder Warriors got it.
Yeah, believe it or not, 2002.
Oh man, no, I was close.
Well, and I'll say this too. Again, this first of all, this is pretty arcane lore, but also like the fact that there's a third arcade machine. Like I always knew about Metal Operation and Battleship Stadium. I didn't even know there was a third one until like several months ago. So to think that there was one in 2002 is actually kind of bonkers. Super cool.
Yeah,
Super cool.
it uses music from the original anime as like its intro and everything.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
neat.
super cool.
But yeah, it's very old.
And recently uploaded and recently preserved, which is a cool story in itself too. All right.
So number 4, this got touched on, so it's probably gonna get answered quickly. But what is the fusion or cross that's unique to Battleship Stadium?
Base cross.
Falzar
Falzar base.
Yep.
I think it's all Falzar
Yeah.
base in the official.
Yeah, and John nailed it earlier too. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, which honestly, I wish I had an image for it right now. It makes me think that Gregor is just canon. You know what I mean? Like that's
It makes
just,
me
like,
think the way, yeah.
You know,
Especially how cool Falzar base was in the manga too.
I would have loved to seen the Falzar Gregor white cross that they had in the anime in the game. Honestly,
Oh.
We Greg our homies hate Falzar.
Yeah, Gregor Razor.
exactly.
all right. Let me ask the last one. So what is the function that's shared between Battle Network 6, Battleship Stadium, and the PETs?
Battleship Gate.
Related, but no.
You're on the right track. It's not the answer I'm looking for. I guess
Link
that's maybe
nabbies.
correct, but not the answer I'm looking for.
It says save function. I assume I mean same function, not save, right?
No, it is save.
Oh, it's save function. I see.
Soul, elaborate. What did you say? Can you elaborate more?
I said link navies, as in the link navi chips, that you can put them through each of those things as data, and they level up through that
Yep.
system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking for.
That is exactly right. So a
Link
cool thing
navies,
here,
link
it's going to be kind of hard to show you guys with my small little screen, but like the chip on the left, that little prize that we gave out earlier, that's a Navi data chip from BN4, and it's like there's no actual data on it beyond like just the pins that you read, but this Proto Man right here, again it's kind of hard to see. It's such a small screen. There's like a little. It's not. Is it a battery, Tofu? Like what is it that holds that data?
So no battery in them. It's just a chip that can save a very small amount of data indefinitely.
Mm-hmm.
And gang, think about how cool that is. Like you can play with your PET, you put in your Proto Man, you level them up as you battle. You can put it in your Beast Link gate to play as Proto Man in BN6, and then heaven forbid you could access the arcade machine. Your Proto Man will get stronger and like fight there a little stronger, and you win battleships. This whole ecosystem, it's like just the coolest thing ever.
I have base.
Apple Turtle, you can reset their level if you plug it into a PET. It'll reset the level.
Yeah, because you can like rewrite the ownership, right? I think that does that reset the level?
Yes, it does.
Something like that. Yeah, that's cool. I love that. All right, Tofu, thank you very much for some awesome questions. We are now up to Killer. And Killer, do you want to walk us through it? Do you want me to answer or do you want me to present the questions? How are you feeling?
Yeah, you can present the question. I think you swapped one of them, right? Based
I did.
on,
I did swap one. Yeah, I did swap one.
Yeah,
Just because
that's why
I
you
thought
should
it was-
present because I'm not sure which one you swapped. Yeah.
You got it. All right, here it is, right here. Which version 5 Navi chip in Battle Network 3 has the highest damage output?
Beastman.
Okay, he went to the easy route. So, can you tell me about what's his maximum damage since we got that far?
I think it's like 9 something. I forget because
Okay.
you can time the button presses as it hits, and it gets ridiculous.
You are such a pro, Soul. I had no idea that was the case, and it is the case. And in fact, I might just show you guys this video. It's a super short video.
We have it. Nice.
This video blew me away, you guys. Take a little peek at this. I know we got our avatars covering the screen. Basically, all the 40s, all the Navi 40s on Beastman. He one-shot base. like that is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Didn't know that was possible.
Right? No, again, it blew me away
crazy.
completely.
It's crazy.
So
Beastman is
there's
ridiculous.
some sort of like button combination, like you hit A and like I guess Killer, walk us through it.
Yeah, so Beastman's got. So in BN3 land, they were trying to sell a lot of guidebooks, and BN3 sold like 4 game guides, if I remember right. Like literally
Classic.
4. One per PvP even. So he had a lot of command codes, and Beastman surprisingly has one. His is if you just alternate A and B presses, you add extra hits. There is no prompt for this. There is no hint in the game for this. There is nothing to tell you you're doing anything right, other than the fact that you're doing more damage. Technically, if you can mash fast enough, you can get an infinite amount of extra hits. But because the attack doesn't last in infinite duration, the max you can get is 14 hits. So if you do the 13th chip glitch to get 2 extra copies of 9 plus 40, that's like your legitimate 9 plus 40 and your legitimate attack plus 30, you can get 80 plus 230, which is a total of 3,220 damage over 14 hits.
That's absolutely crazy. I would have guessed Bubble Man for sure in the blind, but sorry, John, what were we saying?
No, that's what I would have said. I would have said it's funny you said that. Yeah, I was gonna say Bubble Man because I know he hits like 12
Like 9
times
or 10 times or something.
and you
Yeah,
can stack it up with damage plus stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Like,
Yeah, Bubble Man gets crazy.
It's the funny, like Beastman, like to me is like such a trash chip, and all of a sudden, like this crazy like combination that was not described in the game or even hinted at a little bit. It's like, oh, okay, actually, this was like
What a
crazy.
surprise! Battle Network content making people buy guides.
That's our hashtag 2003 gaming, right? That's like that's exactly it. So yeah, really cool stuff right there. All right, before the Rockman EXE Zone, what was the biggest forum for Battle Network news and projects?
Rockman Corner.
Good guess. I would say Rockman Corner is more like getting your news and well, I guess we did
the
say news and
Undersquare.
projects. Yes,
Ding,
Tofu
ding, ding,
nailed it.
Ding, 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 ding. Yep,
Yes.
that's an old school fan right there. You can tell.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's dated.
I wasn't around for Undersquare.
Yeah, we're talking about some real old stuff for sure. And gang, I'm just gonna say right now, I kind of miss forums. Like, I love that TREZ has like old school forums like built into like their community because like something about like it feels like BBS posts, right? It feels like just actual Battle Network like posting stuff. I don't know, it's cool.
I hung out in that chat box all the time.
Oh yeah,
The live chat box.
Was it Zat or Chat and Go at the point? It might have been Chat and Go. Yeah,
That's cool.
Either way, Demi, they had their own EXE7 fan project at the time. That they were I think they were the progenitors of the fan project in this community.
No way. Did
Yeah, it
any
was
elements get inherited from Chrono X, or was it like a totally separate like?
They were taking land. They were starting when land had a sun patch in the future.
Yeah.
That was their direction.
A lot of the music was done already, if I remember.
Oh yeah, was that like Timaeus? Like I remember. I know he was like a composer a while back. I used to watch on YouTube like years and years ago.
I think this predates his skills. They were actually they were going to be using the more the Japanese side of the names. They weren't using the English localized versions. They were very much they were. I don't know if they were Japanese fans, but they prefer the Japanese era Japanese copies of the game.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah. Blast from the past. For those who remember, all the boomers out there, right? All those forum days, man. Good stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
This is kind of a mean one. Name all the levels of the virus that drops Corn Shot and BN6. So like, what's the name of the virus? And I guess all the various levels of it. Can you name any? I'd be really hyped if you could name any.
Not
No.
I know
quite
you're
yet.
looking at me, chat. Shut up.
It's
Oh, no.
I expect him to be able to answer it.
John.
No, don't do that to me.
Okay, hold up. I see Roxas of Malice in the chat.
Corn, but I don't know the how many variants of it there. There's like 5 different colors. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, it's a mean question. I love it. And Bombcorn, that's good enough to start with for sure. Team Chrono hype for sure. If you guys just want it, I guess I can. I think Roxas nailed it. Roxas definitely dropping that hashtag Team Kernel. Yeah, we've got Bombcorn, Megacorn, Gigacorn, Rarecorn, and Rarecorn too.
I was never getting that.
Yeah, no, it's a hard one for sure. But if I can just say, I think like the cob corn memes or the pog corn memes and everything like that. Something about it just absolutely cracks me up. It's definitely a great virus.
Yeah,
Top tier virus for sure.
Amaterision, or how you say that name? Yeah, he got it first.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it in the chat. Yeah, congratulations, Amaterision.
Yeah, he actually
That's
listed
awesome.
all 5. I was looking for someone to mention the rares because that technically does drop a version of Corn Shot. Different color.
Wow, someone. If I have a mod to keep track of that, like that's a hard question, and that's a cool one to get, and answered it really quickly. So it's not like you just like game facts, like what just control F it either. Like that was very impressive, very very impressive, my friend. All right. Name every game in North America where you can fight Gutsman.exe.
It's funny, I almost put this question and I removed it, so it's a good thing I switched it for something else.
Well, let's hear the answer.
Oh man, that's a long
America,
list.
though. Hold on.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Let's hear it, John. Let's hear it, John.
So
Well, I guess if Soul's gonna steal it, I don't know.
no, wait, hold on.
You can't fight him in EXE4, I think. Is that right?
Well, no, EXE. Well, it's American release. You can definitely fight Gutsman in Battle Network 4. You can
he's
fight
like
Gutsman in
Soul.
Battle Network 2. You can fight him in Battle Network 3.
So
You
1, 2,
can
3,
fight-
4 chip
Oh,
challenge.
I had Blue Moon. That
Yep.
explains that.
Yep. Yeah, Blue Moon. Yeah. Yep. Chip challenge. John nailed it.
You
there,
can
too.
fight him in the GameCube game as well. You
That
can
was
fight him.
transition, Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
don't know if Wonder Swan came to us.
no, it didn't. No, it didn't. So yeah, don't worry about that one. I think you guys collectively you guys nailed it. So it's the first 4 battle networks, network transmission, and battleship challenge.
Yep,
Yep.
correct. No one man also got it in chat. I'll have to call that out. And while we did not get Wonder Swan, I believe TREZ did translate it as well.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Another great job, you guys. Wow.
I did, I just played through it recently.
Oh, how was it, John? What
He's
was your-
he's not in there, but the game
Okay.
itself is just fine. I appreciate the translation though a lot. It's made it
Just
very helpful.
fine.
Thank you guys
Just
for doing
fine
that.
is the most diplomatic. I love it. That's such a great response. Honestly, like, how did Gutsman get done so dirty? Like, I understand skipping him in 5, but like 6, like, come on now. Like, that's like, to me, he was so iconic. It's actually pretty crazy that like.
Oh, that's
he
right.
just gets dropped.
4.5. Oh no, wait, we didn't get 4.5 unless you count the translation.
I qualified in North America just to avoid
Exactly. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get that out of there. But it's true. 4.5. He's in there, and I guess maybe I think one of the Phantom games or one of the network games, you fight Gutsman too.
He's in
So
the first one, yeah.
there you go. Yeah. So again, we took him out, but
Such good questions. I love this. This is cool.
yeah. Oh, here's a doozy. I would be hyped if someone could get this. What theory did Land put forward at Scilab in November XX? Crickets.
Okay, hold on. What game? Give me a hint.
I'll give you a hint. I'm pretty sure this originates in Star Force 2. Killer can correct me.
I don't know what it's called. Land came up with the idea for brother bands. I don't remember what the theory was called though.
I would pretty much count that.
He was inspired by like full synchro and like how he syncs with Mega Man to make something that would link everyone. And I don't remember what it's called.
Link power? Think?
Zamat is the closest. Not quite. It's called the link hypothesis. He called it.
The link hypothesis. Wow.
He looked at it. It sort of was his predecessor. He just looked at his full synchro connection with his brotherly bond with Light and Mega Man and tried to see how can I make this power something everyone can leverage. Essentially, yeah.
It makes the name Brother Band make slightly more sense in retrospect.
Oh, wait a second. You're right though. Yeah, I always thought it was just like a silly broadband pun, but you're right. Like canonically, it's like, oh, my brother band, like me and Hub. Like, yeah, it's actually, wow, we're out here diving deep in the lore. I love it. I wouldn't blame anyone for not knowing that because you would have had to play Star Force 2. So.
And I think you had to have a Battle Network game in the bottom slot or something to even get those things to show up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, Love to see it. All right, John, we got you up next. Do you want to present them?
Yeah, I can read them.
He sounds so resigned.
I'm just afraid that I'm gonna ask people a question and I did 2 or 3 sources for every answer, but I don't want to be wrong.
And someone in the comments, right? The top comment on your next video is going to be actually John.
Actually, it's pronounced Trod.
The comment section that's definitely where the best people congregate.
Gosh.
Actually though, but also ironically. All right, John, take it away.
All right, so these are the same order that I sent them to you.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right, let me pull that up. All right, first question. According to early beta materials, which Navi was originally meant to be encountered in Battle Network 1's school dungeon?
Killer says Woodman.
Oh, I was gonna say Woodman first. No.
I know. Poor Soul had this exact question. He submitted it later than me. Or later than John, and I was like, "You gotta fix that, boy. Like, we gotta."
I would have
I had the same question. It's Woodman.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say real quick. There is a stupid Woodman meme in my own community. I made a tier list like when the Legacy Collection came out, ranking the designs of Navis just by myself. I put Woodman at dead last. I think he's hideous. I don't like anything about him. And of course, people lashed upon that and made that people just love to type out like hashtag Woodman all the time now. So don't
he's
you love
not
it?
great. I don't know if I'd put him at
Who
the bottom.
Quick question: Who would you put lower? Because I looked at every single
Snake
Navi
Man.
on that tier list. Who?
Snake Man.
Okay, Snake Man's. Yeah.
I think Snake Man almost had one of the coolest designs, but then they gave him that jaw and that really weird looking mouth, and it killed it. It killed the whole thing for me, bro.
That's fair. What would actually? I'll ask each of you. What's a Navi you would rank lower than Woodman?
It's got to be I know I meme on him, but my boy Flam Man, who just appears to be a series of grill igniters taped together. Who kind of they could have made him look like a lion if they tried like a little harder, but he just kind of looks like a collection of steel pipes. I've never been a fan of old Flam Man.
I actually like that design.
Calling him Flam Man is killing me.
Yes,
like,
that's crazy.
I don't even do it on purpose anymore. It's just.
It's okay, if you don't know, they always truncate the letters, right? Like they have to squeeze, like, taking out vowels and stuff. And there's no E in Flame Man's. Flam Man, that's beautiful.
Flam Man and Search Man.
That's beautiful. Mega, who would you say? Anyone you would rank lower than Woodman? Who do you think is the worst Navi?
Jeez, it's hard to say. I guess Video Man's kind of weird.
Video Man.
Interesting.
Yeah, I kind of.
You know,
yeah. Video Man
I
is
see
kind of
that.
weird, but I kind of like it. Yeah, it's offbeat. I don't think anyone's favorite is Video Man. I don't think anyone would be like, oh, that's my favorite, stone cold favorite Navi.
Actually, now that you say that, I don't think I heard anyone say that before.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
I'm
what
an
would you-
analog buff, so I really do like Video Man actually.
There you go. There you go.
But
And
I
you know-
like
That's
the tech
funny.
that he deals with, so.
True.
No,
And to be
made-
fair, I think a little kid designed the prototype of Video Man 2, and then he got kind of like refined too. So, yeah.
I don't like Dustman at all.
Really?
Wow,
Whatsoever.
Dustman.
I've never liked his design.
Friggin' duck lips.
Stop it! No, he's good.
Bubble Man, the worst design Navi.
So repeat
Blub,
that one more
blub.
time.
Bubble Man, blub
Oh
blub.
my lord, Bubble Man.
Apparently Japan
He's
likes
so
them. They like
classy.
ugly little gremlin characters or something. I can't stand them.
Bubble Man is like the
Come on.
worst personality, like so obnoxious. You got to be at 25% HP to fight. Like he's like the holy trinity of like bad, awful things that you just want to hate about him. It's amazing. It's amazing, and yet, like I guess Japan loves him. It's like we're just gonna power right through that. Yeah. RockmanCosmo, what would you say if you had to pick a worse one? And I don't know, Soul, if you answered too, I don't know.
I was gonna say Gravity Man, but then I heard Bubble Man, and yeah, it's Bubble Man.
That's
Bubble Man.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's a double up. I'll take that. That's funny.
Yeah. And Soul, what would you say? Anyone worse than Woodman? I guess you said something earlier, right? You said,
Oh, I locked in Snake Man. Oh, I locked in Snake Man. So
Snake
good.
Man's a good.
He's-
That's a good answer. Yeah. That's
Yeah, I don't like Snake Man, bro.
yeah. I feel that.
I love this
Okay.
net up though. She's awesome.
Oh, she is. Yeah. she likes net battling a little too much. she's a spicy one for sure.
Yes,
but
small
yeah.
boy, come into my back room and show
No,
me a good
no.
time.
You want all your battle chips back? You must defeat me, please.
Bad.
Yeah,
Bad.
Yeah, she's a spicy one for sure. She's a spicy one for sure. All right, John, this is a great one. Take it away. I tweaked the name. I tweaked the question a little bit, but feel free to write it the way that you did.
Yeah, I can't see on screen whatever you changed it to. But the question is basically, Haruka has her infamous line from Battle Network 4's English translation where she says, "What a polite young man she was." And what character is that referring to? Who is she talking about?
Windman's net up. I forget her name.
Can anyone nail the name?
Lily.
I had
It
to look
is
it up.
Lily.
Did Emory have a question? Did you? I think he maybe answered it too. But yeah, Lily's exactly right. And no, it doesn't count as talking about Winsel.
Lily, who got drunk and got superpowers, apparently.
She. So I remember being a kid playing BN4, and I did not realize she was getting drunk. But I was like, what? Like, she drinks a gourd and turns. I was like, what? Like, I was so confused as a kid. And in retrospect. Yeah, right.
I like her design though. She looks cool.
Yeah, she is cool. I think Windman himself is like kind of underrated. I think he looks pretty cool too. I like his face a lot. He's pretty cool.
I don't even know who Windman is, so.
Oh no!
I don't know who that is.
No!
You're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna make you find out.
That's beautiful. You had to look it up. All right, next one, John. Next one.
All right. This one, and this one's not for MegaRock, because the source I found said they're the one that found this. According to the game's code, which two souls were considered but ultimately cut from the final version of Battle Network?
Base
4?
or duoso? Base or duoso? Come on, it's base, bro. It's base, bro. I know.
You know what's up.
You know all about the base.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah. Well, and just to chime in too with John's commentary here, there is a concept art of base soul that can be found online, but duo like just stone cold nothing, which I think is really interesting.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Base soul was just going to be basically the exact same thing, except he didn't have the little scarf tape thing from what I saw.
Great touch. Yeah, duo soul. Interesting to think about for sure. All right, and we got our next question.
All right, then. Which net battler that Lan has faced is Mamoru Urikawa related to, and what is their relationship?
This is Tamako, and that's
Nailed it.
Zant. That's Zant.
Yeah. And what's the relationship?
So he said Ant.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
That is
Wow.
correct.
Is that stated in the game?
Yeah, where is that stated?
I don't
Whoa.
think so. I think you have to put together that Tamako is related to the inn owner. The inn owner's last name is Urikawa. It's called the Ura Inn. And the undernet server is behind the inn.
Wait.
Yeah, that didn't even occur to me till I was looking up the answer for this. I was like, oh, wait.
What?
Yeah, the undernet server is at the inn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh
I think
goodness.
Yeah, I think because like in Japan it's called the Uranet, the connection's like way more like obvious, right? I'm sure that's probably
Right,
called
yeah.
that. For us, it's like if they called it the Under Inn, maybe we would have guessed it might instead of Inn. I don't know.
I don't think I'd go to the under
never
inn.
thought that just made me like her even more.
Yeah.
Yo, your little nephew, it has the best nappy in the game, bro. What you mean?
Yeah. Serenade is like, yeah. Oh God, Serenade. Serenade makes me want to cry. It's so underutilized. That
So true.
it's such a cool nabby. But yeah, I love this trivia. I think that's a great question, John. It's fun to draw the context clues together and like put that together. All right, and we got this one here.
All right, this is the one that was a nightmare. The wording of this one I couldn't get right because
All good.
I kept learning new things about how this works.
Oh, I can take it if you want.
So the idea was that thank you for rewording this. I was going to ask you to reword it, and I did not get around to it. So the Laserman chip can do many debuffs with commands. What are two of them?
Uninstall, Buster, Reset one.
Look
Th-
at
those
that.
I ain't so fast.
Can anyone
So,
guess some
hold
other
on.
ones too? Because there's
Yeah, go
actually
ahead.
a little list. Anyone
Before we-
want to take their
before
hand
we-
at some other ones?
Yes, the movement bug. I think he. No. That's actually not. That's not true.
Custom
But
mode is well known.
custom bug. He also gives you he can remove a custom menu chip from your hand size.
Yeah, he can. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's the crazy one.
They all pierce invisible, right?
Yep, that's
Yep,
true
of course
too. That's true too.
Pierce is invisible.
That counts. I think
Actually,
what's up?
in 4.5, Giga Master made a really cool mod for that game, and it was actually able to do its effects through barrier. I don't know if that's in the original games at all, but it was able to like still give you negative debuffs through barrier, and it was the craziest thing ever, dude. Oh, even no, not barrier. It was not barrier. It was through anti-damage. Excuse me. It was through anti-damage. It was still able to give you those debuff effects. It was ridiculous.
Oh wow.
Absolutely ridiculous.
That's cool. Well, yeah, the full list is right here.
Yeah,
he removes
that's fixed
invis,
now.
and then one of these following 4 things, depending on the command you do, you can disable the Navicust, -1 custom chip the next turn. You can remove their charge shot. I don't know if anyone said that. That's like crazy.
Yeah, that one's really crazy too.
And then you can lower the Buster level. I think by 1. I don't know if it fully resets. Maybe it does, but there's something like that.
This
So
ship
yeah,
is
the-
wild.
The problem with this was originally I was just going to ask about his power down laser, like as a boss, because as a boss he turns off your Navicust programs, he removes invis.
Oh!
And then Demi's like, hey, it turns out he does a whole bunch of other stuff, but it's only in Battle Network 4 PvP.
Oh, John, that's
I
so
didn't know
funny.
anything about that.
Oh, that's so funny. No, okay, now that's hysterical. I didn't realize that he does that to you as a boss.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was the problem, is that there's no indication that your programs are being turned off. So the only way you'd notice is, say, you were fighting him for your stupid internet video, and then you got hit and died, and Undershirt didn't activate. You're like, you learn that that's the thing that can happen.
And then someone in the comments is like, "Didn't you know that he uninstalls it? Like, you had no
How would I
John."
know?
John, you didn't do your research? Like, you didn't know he takes away Yes.
Here's the thing. I know there's a whole bunch of different sources. I checked a whole bunch of places for this. The wiki actually doesn't even mention that this is an effect it has. It just mentions removing invis.
The wiki's very unreliable for certain chips and certain things.
That's
And
why we
bosses,
prefer
I guess.
the TREZ wiki, which is
Yes.
for community and
Which is where those are the places that I actually had to check. It's just when I was checking a whole bunch of places, like 2 of the 3 places I checked didn't even mention that as an effect. So I figured there were people who wouldn't even know that could happen.
I love that. That's amazing. That's that's awesome.
There's also
And,
the N1 wiki for like Battle Network 6 specific chips and stuff like that, and interactions, which is a really good wiki to check out.
Oh, it's
I'll need that when it's Battle Network 6 post game video time.
that's gonna help a lot, John. It's a super thorough resource. All right, MegaRock, we got you next. MegaRock, do you want to read them out loud? Do you want me to take it over? What's your feeling?
I can read them. Do you have
Awesome.
them in the same order I sent them?
I sure do.
All right, then. Well, you're gonna have it on screen anyway, so whatever.
Go for it.
Let's go. The first one is, what is the fastest way to freeze the game in EXE 4.5? Start of the game. First thing. What can you do to freeze the game?
I love this
Oh
question.
wow, that's tough. I have no idea.
I would guess
Whoa.
pull out the chip reader, the gate.
Ooh.
Well, within the game.
Oh, within the area.
Good. That's,
That was a
Tofu,
good
that's,
answer.
Tofu, that's a great answer. That's a great answer, Tofu. I love that.
Pull it out for it.
That's right. That's right. All right. Anyway, I'm curious if anyone in the chat can nail this, because this is hard. Like, and I wonder if there's like, it's probably just like fun trivia. I see someone in the chat says remove the gate, remove the cart.
Someone said tilt the cart. That's hilarious. Just hold your whole Game Boy at an angle. And just...
Fastest speed run for freezing the game, you just yank it out, right?
Well,
It's
it can't
like-
be something you do in
GoldenEye
real life,
64.
right? It can't be something you do in real life, right? It has to be something you can.
yeah, it's in game. Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
command,
yeah,
it's
in-game,
things you do in
in-game.
game.
In game, yeah.
Do you like name yourself something and it glitches the game? I have no idea.
I think I'll give it like maybe 15 more seconds. I'm curious if anyone in the chat can nail it, because it's tough. This is definitely tough and quite funny.
Set
I mentioned
the calendar
EXE
date to something
4.5.
ridiculous.
Oh, sorry.
Because we
Set the
fixed
calendar date
it
something
in the
ridiculous.
translation. No, it's not the calendar.
And
I
you're
mean,
saying
maybe
that
there's
the English patch fixed this?
Yes.
Makes sense. That makes sense. All right, you guys ready for this?
I'm not ready.
In the email screen, press A and B together.
Are you kidding me?
B
Are you
with A
kidding me?
together.
Why?
I know they made that game in like 4 months or something, but come on, guys.
I know.
Yo.
I know. A and B. You have to imagine some poor little kid. I mean, that's not that crazy. Like
Yeah,
that's
on a
like
Game Boy Advance, those buttons are small and right next to each other.
yeah.
Right?
It kind of reminds me of like me playing Silver version as a kid, just like pressing buttons and like accidentally AB starts selecting like some Pokemon. Like it's just funny.
Yep.
I don't know.
What
Obviously,
a weird
a little
thing.
different, but yeah, fun stuff. Very fun stuff. All right, we got the next one, Emery.
All right, well, let's keep the freeze trivia going. And what is the fastest way to freeze the game in Battle Network 5 from the start?
Any guesses? Acquire the Giga Freeze program.
Wait.
Don't be the chosen one.
BN5 or EXE5? Or is it double team? Because I see double team on the screen. Which one is it?
Ooh.
I
MRE, do you have a
tested
clarification?
English, so that means they didn't fix it. Because you normally, you'd have glitches in Japanese that they fixed it in the English version, but I believe I tested this in English before submitting the question.
English 5,
Oh.
not DS5?
I'm not sure. I don't think DS because they redid how that works. I don't want to give away the answer.
I think someone in chat nailed it. I'm not entirely sure, but I think they nailed it. I think Novaman did. I'll give it a little bit longer if anyone wants to take a wild shot at how to freeze this game. Okay, I'm gonna go for the answer.
Wait, I think I know. Does it have something to do with? Oh no, that's a DS thing. No, I don't got an answer.
All right, here we go. Attempt to set a chip as your regular chip that's beyond your capacity, and press B at the same time.
What is this game, bro? What?
People
Really?
pressing the game
Everyone
only had
thought
one
their
thumb,
games
I
were-
guess. So they couldn't press
Everyone-
multiple buttons.
Wow.
Start the
Everyone
game,
thinks
try to
games
reg a
aren't
chip,
broken.
and that's it. You're done.
You're done. GG.
If I can just ask, Emory, how do you find? Is it just like trial and error, like people document like weird things that happen, or is there like can you look in the game code and like figure this stuff out?
I think this was documented. I came across it at some point when it was being discovered, and I just remembered it to include it in this trivia.
Love it. I love it. I'm telling you, we're going deep. Like that's fun. All right. Question number 3.
All right, we're through with the glitches. How do you make the Flamehook 2 PA in Battle Network 6 using the chip gate? And keep in mind that with the chip gate, you typically don't use 3 of the same chips to make a chip, so the PA combinations are different.
I think you use. Give me a second. I think you use Fire plus. I might be wrong already. Fire plus Black Bomb in a fire hit.
No, but I like the way you're thinking. It's definitely fire hitting something else. Like at least one thing.
It's definitely. Dang, what do I remember memorizing these. Dang, it's been so long.
I know.
It's fire hit and
and it's arcane trivia too, because it's like you'd have to play on the beast gate and like know how to do it too.
Is it fire hit and Justice 1?
Fire hit,
You would
heat
think,
dragon.
but no.
Heat Dragon.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Pockfire in
Wow.
chat nailed it too.
It moves the exact same way, so that's why I thought of it.
Oh.
Wait, does it?
Oh, because the dragon. Oh, I see.
Sorta. It's like it's similar enough. Like it's like a cousin. but it
Oh,
moves-
right.
Yeah.
That's actually clever. I didn't
Interesting.
draw that. Yeah, fire hit, and heat dragon. And then as a bonus fact, heat dragon is another one of those weird chips that just never got a physical release. Heat dragon and
You can't
falls
even
are
do this PA.
yeah. True. Yeah, you can't legitimately do it. Yeah, you would need some
Hilarious.
a chip gate or something, or a dip chip or something.
Wow.
Yeah, love to see it. Love to see it.
Love
All
those
right.
dip chips.
Good stuff. All right, this is a really interesting question in my opinion.
All right, which battle chips in Battle Network 4 had their MB changed in localization? So EXE4 had it as one thing, translated it in BN4, and they fixed their mistake, let's say.
Signal red.
No.
I don't believe so.
Oh, maybe
dang.
maybe additionally, I'm not sure. And also, MRE, are these the only chips that changed in localization? Out of curiosity.
I went through side by side with the games just because to double check this, and I believe this is the only one I found.
Interesting.
Was it fast gauge, slow gauge?
No, but they're more related in a series. There's 2 chips, so.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
No hint if it's lower or higher.
This is the Battle Network games I'm not good at.
Yeah, no, they're tough. Don't again. These are not for points or prizes or anything. This is we're learning.
No,
Stuff.
these are good good. I'm not gonna lie. These are really
right?
good quick trivia questions.
Yeah,
My gut says white web.
it's a fun guess.
It's not correct, but that would have been nice. They need more differentiation.
Truly. All right. Anyone else? I'll probably give it like maybe another 10 or 15. If anyone in
Circle
chat, anyone's
gun?
No.
Dang! Wow.
Yeah, good stuff.
I bet you it's a secret chip. I'm gonna just go one final guess. I'm gonna do panel shot.
Well, you're right on the secret chip, but it's not panel shot.
Killer, what made you think secret chip out of curiosity?
Oh, number ball.
Because he's 100% doing obscure questions, and secret chips are more obscure than standard chips.
Number ball. It's gotta be
reading
one.
his style right now.
Great time.
We got real meta, and you nailed it. Yeah, Lightning 2 and Lightning 3, they got raised. They went from 33 and 39 to 45 and 53.
Oh, the lightning chips. Those are really good chips.
Yeah, fun fact. You can't just like S rank poor Aquaman right away with his like little spouts or whatever. You gotta work a little harder. But yeah, and good job Pockfire too. You guys nailed it.
Yeah.
But why? Says the chat.
I think Lightning 1 had more MB than Lightning 2, and that's why they.
Wow.
Okay, so total oversight, like a very clear
Yeah.
oversight in that way. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. Fun trivia right there. Keep that in mind, Lightning. All right, and last question. I think most of us can probably guess this.
All right, yeah, this is a fun one. In most BN games, what factors contribute to busting rank? You're always aware of these things when you're playing the game.
Movement,
Not
double
taking
delete,
too many
not hit,
movement.
not hit. Time.
Yeah.
Not getting hit, movement,
Yeah.
time, heard that.
Time, not getting hit, double delete, not moving.
Use of Buster. Use of the Mega Buster. I remember there's something like that.
Only
I have heard
3,
that.
believe?
I don't know if I've heard anyone confirm it for me. I've heard it.
Yeah.
I've had people in chat tell me the Buster counts.
So no, he said most games. Only the game that did that was 3.
Oh,
Right.
interesting. Really? Is that right? In 3, you shouldn't use your Buster?
If you wanted to get an S, should I say it?
Yeah, no, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, if you want to get an S plus rank or S plus rank, you couldn't use your elemental charge shot.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And I'll
That's
say
what I
there,
was remembering.
and there is a bonus one for BN6 if anyone can guess it. BN6 has one last like unique thing to it. I wonder if Killer or anyone else knows.
Yeah, but that didn't count too because only he said most games. Part of the question that counts as countering, and 4.52 also uses counter. as well.
Yeah. Can anyone else
I
think of
don't-
anything else that BN6 might have, just for fun?
It might be the
Maybe your current emotion.
Good guess. Not quite, but kind of related in a way.
If you go across, you get +1.
There you go. Crossing.
Wow,
Crossing's
crossing.
related to it. So yeah, I think we nailed it all. Delete time. Getting like knocked back, right? Like the flinching animation. Obviously, multiple deletes. Moving too much, and then in BN6 using a cross is related too.
Oh, they're saying in chat that without using forms, so you.
Oh
don't
yeah,
use the cross.
yeah. Like being in regular
Yeah.
mode. Okay, cool. But yeah,
Yep.
awesome stuff. Thank you very much, Mega Rock. Very cool. RockmanCosmo, our good friend. Would you like me to answer them or to ask them? Would you like to ask them? What's your feeling?
I'm cool with asking them, assuming that they're in the same order that I sent them.
I am pretty sure they are. I hope so.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. And also,
Alrighty.
these are not even close to the caliber that everyone else is doing. This is like
Again,
crazy.
I gave people a totally blank slate. You know, again, this is not. If this were like for an actual prize, I probably would have filtered out the really super tough ones or something. But for me, again, this is just for fun, like fun trivia, weird trivia.
I'm having fun.
Blisteringly hard trivia. Yeah, like we're getting it all for sure. So
You
here we
already
are.
answered the question. Oh my goodness.
I love it. I'm sorry. I flashed the screen. I flashed the screen.
You did.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all.
all right. But actually, I got a follow up question though.
Okay.
How many times is Yai mentioned across both cell phone games?
Twice.
I have no idea. Is that right, Rockman?
Yes. Yeah.
It's only one time or
One.
2 times.
This game just got translated. How do you guys know this?
Twice. I said once, he said twice. Who's correct?
I think it's twice, but the only problem is I haven't fully played through Legend of Network, so that's the.
Oh,
no!
You
I
are
shot myself in the foot.
you are so Rockman was getting big for his britches, man. He's like, all right, everyone answer this easy question. Let me just spice it up a little bit with a question I don't even know. I love it. Yeah, as we all nailed it. Yeah, for whatever reason, I guess the plot didn't call for an egregious amount of money to get to the World 3 base or whatever. I guess they
just forgotten glide like that.
So sad. So sad. All right, next question.
All right. What animal does the AC/DC Town Park slide look like?
Squirrel.
I was gonna say elephant actually.
Ooh, that's right. It is indeed an elephant. Squirrel is such a it's tricky in that way that you would think that, but yeah, the elephant slide.
Elephant,
Isn't it a
elephant.
squirrel, one of them? Oh, is that Star Force?
I'll check into your squirrel if you have to. Whatever.
That's what it takes.
That's what it takes. Thank you. I was missing the last part.
That BN5 quote. That's got to be like a top 10 line of dialogue for sure. That's so funny. By the way, this little elephant was made by a community member named Spider Dude. I just wanted to plug him. I think it looks so cool. He did such
It
a
is
great
very
job.
nice.
Adorable.
I like that.
Yeah, he's like, honestly, there's so many artists nowadays, but like knowing someone who works with like wood and leather, I think is really cool. So, anyway, ask again, RockmanCosmo. Oh, I guess I. Oh, God, I just went through the answer.
The next question?
Okay. Yeah. I think I got the
saw
order
you
wrong a little
flash
bit.
it on the screen, so.
I did. I'm so
saw
sorry. I'm just ruining
It's probably
all
better,
of your
Demi,
questions.
if you read it because we're not reliant on your connection.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
boy,
sorry.
this is a mess.
Yeah. So,
What mainline game does Mr. Famous not appear in?
Battle Network 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Battle
That's
Network
exactly right.
1.
Wasn't cool enough for that point, but or wasn't famous enough rather. Then after
It was only
BN1,
the first game. He couldn't have been Mr. Famous yet.
that's all right. Be like,
Exactly.
true.
exactly.
To be fair, I feel like he has like he has that appearance in 2, and he's not exactly Mr. Famous yet. If I remember correctly, he looks different. He's not like the trademark Mr. Famous.
He's got that. He's got the
Guy
COVID
in
mask.
Scilab or something.
He's got that.
Yeah.
He's got
Looks
that
weird.
COVID mask in BN2, right?
Uh-huh,
He's
yeah.
the gate man style mask. Yeah.
Still him though.
Still him. Still him for sure. All right. I'll again. I don't know if I got the wrong order, so Rockman, I'll take this here. Which arm is the Mega Buster on?
The left hand.
Trick question. It flips around.
I'm gonna say left hand too.
Geo's left-handed.
So, fun fact about this. Apparently, being on his right arm is unique compared to all other Mega Man. Apparently,
That's right. I
apparently,
have it wrong.
now Mega Rock, I'm kind of curious. Do you know off the top of your head the moments where it gets flipped or the moments where it might not be consistent?
Oh, I just meant like in the game. Like they'd always
Oh,
flip
okay.
it around because they don't care.
Just mirror the sprite, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And,
Yeah,
and the
for sure.
anime switches based on the animation, so you can't use that either.
True. But yeah, apparently in like official materials, he's the only right-armed Mega Man, which I think is
Somebody go
think
check the
it's
final
off.
smash.
The final
That's
smash
right.
it's on his right. I checked that.
Ooh,
Really?
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
that's cool.
His,
You gotta love
land
Sakurai's
fall.
attention to detail is like pretty much unparalleled. So that's
True.
That's super cool.
Why would it? Oh, it makes sense because it'd be on the left because if he's a side scroller, you wouldn't want him to hold the cannon in front of his face. So
Oh, that's real. No, John. That's exactly it. That is from the perspective that you see. Yeah, you would want to. That's actually wow. That it just makes sense. That's so cool. All right, and I think there's one more, possibly.
Yeah, one more.
Okay, the anime covers almost every game, including spin-offs. Which 2 BN games had no elements featured in the anime?
the last arcade game, what is it? Battle Chip Stadium.
I think it's actually. Oh no! Wow, that was an anime too.
And Legend of Network, because I don't think the Trojan Horse or anything
So
is
hold
even
on.
in Plus.
The question
The
says
cache is
BN
in
games,
it.
but you're including spin-offs. Is it Japanese or is it?
You're right. I guess EXE. I put that as shorthand. EXE. You can
Okay.
factor that in too.
Legend
So
Network.
I
is
would
one.
guess Phantom of Network has nothing.
I think
Actually,
Phantom has
Legend
like
is in
Cash,
East
right?
Plus.
Oh,
Yeah.
Battleship Challenge is definitely a right answer, right?
Legend Network and Battleship Challenge, my two.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing chat talk. I actually really like Battleship Stadium. I think that probably does count too. But although I guess Battleship Stadium doesn't really have a story, so maybe you just don't even. You just don't even.
I say, yeah, 4.5 doesn't really have. What is anything for
Yeah.
4.5 unique enough to be in the anime? I don't
No
know.
way.
No.
Or man,
Not really.
Here I am in Internet 1. I'm
There is
moving to Internet 3.
I was thinking 4.5, we're technically using copies of a Navi as part of 4.5. You're not using the
True.
original, you're using like some kind of offshoot of them. So
Okay.
like, you could use that, but like I think that's too generic.
There's an episode where no operators show up, and apparently that's a reference.
There you go. There you go.
when
But yeah,
when Dex
according-
buys a Gutsman, that's you buying an Abby.
That's true. We're operator. We're the real operators. But yeah, Battleship Challenge and Legend of Network were the two that we the two that
Yeah, I saw
got
someone
put
in chat say network transmission, but actually Zero does appear in Beast Plus. It's like Beast Plus is kind of like the leftover of its
It's
time,
true.
except they just happened to forget Battleship Challenge because Legend of Network was released after the anime had concluded, so that one couldn't get in regardless. But surprisingly, they didn't shove in any kind of Battleship Challenge stuff. into
Yeah.
Beast Plus.
Beast Plus just seems like, oh crap, we have to buy time for the Star Force anime to start. Let's just whatever
Here's
we got,
12-minute
guys.
episodes. You know, just like here's here's a hodgepodge of like random stuff. Yeah, that's great. But yeah, fun stuff there. All right. Oh, it's me. Nice. I'll present these questions. All right.
You sure?
I'm,
You
yeah,
sure? You don't have to.
I'm feeling pretty good, Mr. Krabs.
Okay,
I'm
all
feeling
right.
it.
All right.
Higsby, my man, once fleeced an old lady for 100,000 zenny. What trash chip did she order, huh?
Rat in 1C.
Oh man, you got it before me. I was gonna say the rat on.
This when I replayed this game in the Legacy Collection, I thought it was the funniest thing. Like all of those Higsby side quests, it's like you just see the shadiest side of him. It's like, all right, kid. First, mob style, I need you to beat up a guy who's not paying his chips, you little kid. And then we're just gonna fleece this rich old lady who's hyped on a rat on 1C. I think it's the funniest thing.
Where's my horrible creepypasta about how Higsby is actually like the secret villain of the Battle Network universe because he exploits child labor laws and crap?
And just like
no.
in the anime, you would, or any form of media, you would expect this man to pull his weight, having like every chip or every rare thing known to man. But nah, you know he doesn't want to get it damaged. No, you got to keep those chips mint condition, baby. So we're gonna be hoarding them to ourselves. Yeah. That being said, I love Higsby. He's my man for sure. Even when he's a totally shameless, ridiculous person. All right. This virus was introduced in Battle Network 3 and has been in every mainline game since. What is it? And you could name the chip, I guess, if you wanted to.
Sortie?
Not Sortie.
Natar? Read the question, sorry.
This virus was introduced in Battle Network 3 and since then has been in every mainline game since. What is it?
What's that one that has a coffin? It's like a coffin has a face that opens its flaps.
You're
Is
thinking
that
of
one?
the Dominard, I think, maybe?
Something like
It's
that.
only in 2, 3, and 5.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think I heard someone say it, and the chat is definitely on it. Yeah, it's the Trumpy, the little the fanfare guy. For whatever reason.
Good question.
Yeah, for
Hey,
whatever
throw him in
reason,
there.
they absolutely loved him. I don't know, they're just like, this is which is funny too, because like Canodums, you know, it's like they love the canon ship, but they were like, nah, like we can do better than that. But yeah, I don't know, Trumpy, fun stuff. All right, next question. What is the only cross transformation in Battle Network 6 that can power up time freeze chips?
I don't want to answer because I know the answer.
Okay, I like it, Soul.
it's too
I
fair.
like it. I like it. Let's let someone else try.
Erase cross.
Nailed it. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's
Yeah, I have to
also-
get that one, right?
It's
What
too
was that?
free. It's too free.
What was that, MegaRock? Did you say
I
something?
Falzer, so I didn't get. I don't know that one.
And I know
Fair.
that because Magnum's my favorite chip ever.
That's like-
Magnum.
Yeah. Oh,
I
Magnum's awesome.
exclusively play F code folders, so Erase is the one I use the absolute most for F code because you get the machine gun and magnums on code.
Oh yeah. Plus we're all like base fans and edgelords, so it's like you may as well just really embrace it. I love that the Mega Rock. I think I was like Tofu earlier, where it's like no Gutsman and BN4. It's like, oh, I had Blue Moon. Okay, darn it. That's always fun. But yeah, Erase Cross is the only one that powers up time freeze.
So is that intentional, or is that like just some kind of things don't overlap with its chargeable element or something like that?
I think my guess is that it's intentional because like so many cursor chips just freeze time. I think I want to say Machine Gun's the only one that doesn't. Like I think everything else
is basically worthless otherwise.
Yeah, because how do you like cursor in on something in real time is probably
it's hard to come up with the cursor chips too. It's telling my experience. It's like what do I make a cursor battleship? I don't know.
That is tough.
You aim at things. I don't know.
Which, by the way, like just as a total aside here, I've always felt like the candle chips should be fire and cursor. It really annoys me.
I agree. I agree.
It's literally a cursor that you move around. Like I don't know. That kind of it gets me sometimes. But anyway, then I wake up and don't think about petty things. So, all right. Only one Navi can be fought in every mainline game. Who is he?
Mega Man.
Can be fought.
Proto Man.
Oh yeah, it is Proto Man.
Well, no, because he's not in Red Sun.
He's not in Red Sun. He's also.
And when I say every main line, I mean like literally versions too, counting versions as well.
Yeah, I was thinking about the versions.
Base.
But yeah, it's
base, dude. What?
Yeah.
Base is in the first game too.
And I was like, yeah, you cannot fight Proto Man at all in Team Colonel. You could fight him in Blue Moon. That's
right,
in Red Sun.
Yeah, tournament. Sorry.
Yeah, but the version. Yeah, it's cool. I think it's cool. I think base,
that's my guy, bro.
Big bad base. Every single game, which I think is mainline.
Look at that! Like you knew what I was gonna answer. You called me out.
I'm the top commenter now. All right. Here, this one's. I'm gonna try my best to explain it. I worked on the wording a lot. In which battle network will you spend the most Zenny at shops? If you're trying to get every power up and then chips that are exclusive to it. So the most money.
I definitely want to say Battle Network 4.
Great guess with the multiple playthroughs.
I say BN1.
Another good guess. Trying to figure out.
Too.
Any reason why?
BN5.
Mega Rock. Any reason why you guessed 2?
Just power-ups are expensive, right? But then, I'm hearing once Giga Chips became a thing, then those are really expensive. But then, are they bug frags? You did mention.
Yeah, just Zenny. Just Zenny, so. Just like actual Zenny.
I don't know. I've never had to count them before.
I reckon my answer to 2. I reckon my answer to 2. Come to think of it, I 100% all of it.
Yeah, so shout out to our friend on Funny Circle who crunched the numbers just for fun. Just totally for fun. Believe it or not, Battle Network 2. And you guys nailed, I think, the power-ups, the HP memories, and then, like, just figuring out pricing of chips. I would have bet a lot of money on 4 with the multiple playthroughs and stuff. But,
yeah, me too.
Yeah, but
I'm surprised.
Even with the multiple playthroughs?
So actually, I have a question with this. In BN6, shop stocks are technically infinite now. But do you count just buying one of each?
No, for me, and again, I if I were, like, really meticulous with the question, it would have been, like, every chip, like, every chip for 100%ing, right? So like, to get your program advance or, that's exclusive to the chip or something. So you wouldn't need to have like, 99. It would just be like 1, I guess. But I guess.
Okay, buy 1 of everything. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that, again, not the most elegantly worded question, but I just thought the information was interesting. So I wanted to find a way to shoehorn it in. BN2 for whatever reason. And the cool thing is you can gospel dupe, right? If you guys don't know, you can buy chips and then immediately go fight gospel. The game will reload to like your last save, but you'll still have the stuff that you purchased, so you can kind of finagle your way around that, which is kind of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, little extra factoid for you guys.
And that money battle in the undernet, like, basically makes money infinite, so you don't have to worry about it.
That's true. That those gold mystery datas, or not or whatever. The how much money is that? There's some Zenny in the undernet in BN2 that's like super expensive or super crazy.
Yeah, you have to reset a lot, but
yeah,
you get a lot
for sure. All right, Soul, you're up. Do you want to take it away? Do you want to answer the questions or ask the questions or?
I definitely want to ask the questions. Let's do it. Let's
go. All right, Soul, here we go.
Okay.
Oh wait, what the heck? All right.
Now this first question is gonna throw you off because a lot of people don't know. But on May 17th of 2018, Famitsu held multiple surveys for the Mega Man 30th anniversary. Which character actually won the most favorite Mega Man character poll? It's a tough one.
I'm a guess Proto Man real quick.
Good guess.
I think about who's popular here, but I know a lot of the time Japan likes totally different characters.
Yeah, like Bubble Man, right? Yeah.
You'll be very surprised. You'll be surprised.
I'm gonna go male.
It's gonna be Bubble Man.
Oh, I would hate my life, I think. I'll give you a hint. Anyone in chat right now could nail this. It's not like a weird one. It's not a weird one.
If we're going Gate Man from like Mr.
Base, right?
It is base.
It is.
Of course, it's a base.
It is indeed base.
Like, of course, it's base.
Every one of the questions could go down to the base. Like that should be the first answer going out.
Yes.
Yeah.
No?
I love it. I love it. I
mean, my boy Subway.
It's a good answer, honestly. It's one of those things again where it's like you look on Reddit, right, and it's like you're never gonna see a tier list where like base is not like just dominating. So.
Number one. That's the boy. That's the boy right there. That's our guy.
Good stuff.
Okay. This next one, some people tend to forget, but I would be surprised if you guys did. What was the name of the project that Dr. Kozak headed and created in Mega Man Battle Network 3? I'll accept two answers. There it is. Let's go. Let's go.
Killer. Okay, I just have to say, Killer. I guess working on a fan game, you probably are like so deep in the lore, like trying to find ways to connect stuff. That's amazing. I can't believe you nailed that so quickly. I'm actually very impressed.
It's really tough.
Like I said, it relates to base. If you think base, you think these answers. I'm telling you, man. Every question can relate to base in some way. You start there, you go backward. You'll figure it out.
I love it. Even better. Yeah, independent Navi project. Honestly, Base is like one of the cooler backstories. It's sad that like his relevance in the story is only BN3, but hey, we get to battle him in every game, so
I described him as being reduced to a power detecting Roomba following Battle Network 3. That's basically all he does. It's a shame.
A power detecting Roomba. He's just drawn in. He's just oh gosh, that's funny. That's amazing. Love the base love. Yes, thank you, Forte.
I especially like Dr. Kozak and base in the manga too. Like they have such a great dynamic, and the story is just awesome. Yeah, just like cool. 3.
I know 3 is so good. All right, take it away, Soul.
Okay, in Battle Network. No, hold on. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
In Battle Network 5 Double Team DS, there was a planned rework for Napalm Man. What was that rework?
Shoots out many bases from his gun.
Replace him with base, flat out. Cut out the middle man.
The answer's base. No, it's right. The chat has it like 100% correct. It's Multanic Man.
Okay,
before we give the answer, I'm curious if anyone in the voice chat can nail it before, because chat's got it.
There's an audio file of
I don't know where rework means.
I'm saying Multanic Man.
Rework's a little vague.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did kind of but it is true. Almost named him Volcanic Man to match the anime where he's called Multanic Man. Which, by the way, I looked it up. I don't think Multanic is a word.
Yeah, no, it's not even close.
You would think that
molten and volcanic smashed together for some reason. Apparently,
nothing to do with.
It sounds cool.
It does sound cool, I have to say, but yeah, not a real word. And I guess they decided to stick with Napalm Man. All right. Charging on forward. What playable netnavies were planned for Mega Man Battle Network 6, but were inevitably cut due to space?
Proto-Man.
Roll.
This is BN6, so English, right?
Yeah. Either way.
English or EXE. It's the same.
All the 4.5, most of the 4.5 now is including Plan Man. They couldn't have them.
I heard one answer, and there's another answer.
I don't know the other one.
Tofu, you actually probably could guess this. I think you have not to put ridiculous amounts of pressure on you.
It is playable, but like you have to do the chip gate or something, right?
Colonel.
Yeah.
man, I
You
would
nailed
think.
it, John. Yeah, there you go. You guys nailed it.
Base and Colonel. Base and Colonel were planned to be link navies, and they unfortunately were cut due to space.
Yeah. And I did hear people in chat talking about related trivia.
Clever research. Here's the coolest thing you've ever heard of. It was cut due to limited GBA space.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Capcom
Or here's
cut
this
us
amazing
back.
thing that was Japanese only that you'll never get to see the light of
You
day.
need 7 different Japanese only peripherals to activate this one.
That's right. That's right. I did hear some interesting related trivia in the chat. It is true. I wish I had the link on me, but there was a developer interview. Serenade was indeed planned to be an extra boss in BN6, but got cut as well, which tragic. That is very tragic, in my opinion.
I specifically put playable NetNavi, but yes, he was also
Exactly. Yeah. Related. Yeah. Not the answer to your question, but yeah, related in a way.
Yeah, there's going to be Serenade and Base and Colonel, and Zero
Would've
EXE
been so
was going to
cool.
show up,
Yes.
and all the
Yes.
Makai characters were going to be there.
Everyone in the graveyard. We were just gonna bring them all back. Yeah. Oh, so sad. So sad. All right.
All right. Most of my questions I feel like were very quick and easy to answer, but I think this one might be a little bit more difficult. The lead programmer for both Mega Man Battle Network phone games, Yukihito Nakamura, usually specializes in what genres of games?
Shooters.
I mean,
That's
kind
a close
of, I
guess.
guess. Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
FPS, and I'll to clarify what I meant.
Wow, I'm surprised. I thought this was going to be kind of easy, but I guess no one
RPG?
knows.
Shoot 'em ups.
RPGs, right? Nothing out of the ordinary.
Should I wait like another 15 seconds?
I'm trying to think, like, Capcom only make like shooters, they make hack and slash games, and they make RPG.
Arcade
For the most
shooters,
part,
like that,
Fighting games?
Galaga.
I think I would accept hack and slash. That's pretty close. What do you think? I don't know. Maybe or
Hack and slash and
Like
kind
Devil
of
May
fighting
Cry or
games?
something. I don't know.
It's more specifically action games that he was part
Mostly
of.
action, yeah.
Action shooter.
Yeah.
Action games, yes.
Yeah, just to give the broad version of that. Also, I'll just say really quick. I saw GregaMaster in chat. First of all, shout out to GregaMaster, the Rockman EXE Zone, amazing work. He said Dive Man, I guess, has an unused like jack out script or something. I think maybe that's. Does anyone know about that? He mentioned something like that in the comments that seemed kind of interesting. Has anyone heard of that or anything?
No.
Yeah, sounds cool. Dive Man, for whatever reason, getting a little.
Good night with the
Last
base
Man
games.
too.
That's exactly right. Well, gang, that concludes our Mega Man trivia.
Yay.
Raise your hand if you learned something. I mean,
I learned a hell of a lot. Oh my gosh, I was
Yeah, a little bit.
informed today.
Anything that had to do with how the games are actually played is new
Yeah.
information to me.
yeah. Honestly, great job, everybody. I think we had a fun mix. Ridiculously hard at times, super fun, super easy, super whatever. I think that was a really fun mix of stuff. And yeah, spam some emotes, gang. Spam some emotes in the chat real quick to show some love to all the people who came together. Who thought of some fun questions and fun things for trivia. Would definitely love to get that. It is so great to see you guys. Now, this right here is a bro picture. Okay, GoodTofuFriday is somebody who I got to meet in person. So to give you guys a really quick spiel before I let Tofu talk, back in December, so like maybe like 5 or so months ago, we had an opportunity to go to France. We fundraised money via streaming, which was awesome. And with that money, we went to France, where we data dumped 2 very, very mythical arcade machines. And we have a whole documentary coming out later this month about that experience. I'm super excited for it. But yeah, Tofu, great to have you in here. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and tell us a little bit about how you got into Mega Man Battle Network.
Sure, you guys. All right, yeah, you guys can hear me. Cool. So, I'm Tofu. GoodTofuFriday. I'm more of the hardware kind of person in the field, I would guess. I work with electronics very frequently, like micro soldering and whatnot. That's kind of my expertise here. And I got into Battle Network all the way back in, I think it was 2000 or 2001 when the first game released, actually. It was a graduation gift from my father. He knew that I liked Mega Man from the Game Boy Color, Mega Man Extreme. So when he went and got me a Game Boy Advance, he also got me Mega Man then.
That's awesome. So what got you into arcade and cell phone preservation?
Being obsessed with Mega Man in general, I was like, man, I really, really need to play those games that were released in Japan that just didn't come out over here. So I just kind of set out on a mission to, I mean, over the past couple, like, let's say decade, gave cursory glances as I was hoping there was something to come out, and eventually got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm just going to take this upon myself, see what I can do, and see if we can get other people to help in on the situation.
Yeah. Well, and if I can chime in too, I have no technical expertise whatsoever when it comes to like data dumping and archiving and like what's the equipment needed. Again, having met Tofu in person, consummate professional. I mean, talk about somebody who did so much due diligence, who did so much research. If you guys don't know, arcade preservation is really finicky and scary. If you are off by like a little bit, if you are not using the right tools, if your files are just like even slightly incorrect, you can brick the whole system. Like you can basically destroy an extraordinarily rare relic. I personally was so anxious, my heart was beating the whole time. Like, what is going to happen if this breaks? How am I going to compensate this person? Tofu was the man. You could not ask for a better person involved with that. Thank you so much for all of your help, Tofu.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you helping to get the community to rally behind us in order to get it done.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, it was the best. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Next up, we've got Killer336. Also goes by Giver336 and even Taker336. You were definitely a man of many usernames, my friend. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Killer, and how did you get into Mega Man Battle Network?
Hey there. Yep, as he already gave the spiel, that was one of my names, Killer. I've been in this franchise since Battle Network 3 released. Actually, a little bit after release. I got into it right before BN4 was starting to come out. I saw someone playing the game, looked actually pretty unique, and to this day, Battle Network game style is still pretty unique. And I played it, and honestly, I was kind of hooked, and I got the game myself later. A little fun fact, though, Demi, when I first played this game, I didn't know how to change my folder, so I got up to Punk with the basic folder.
No way.
and I won. And I'm just like, I can't keep doing this. What do I do? And I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it.
That is amazing because, gang, I don't know the last time you played Battle Network 1. That game is rough, okay? That is a rough game. I don't even think you can charge your Mega Buster right away. You've got to, like, unlock that with power-ups. So I'm talking, you're probably just spamming the B button, 1 damage a pop. That's ridiculous.
It's BN3.
Wow.
So I'm fighting Flashman, I'm fighting Beastman, and I'm just like, I've got cannons and sword. I'm like, I see a sword, I'm like, oh my god, a sword. If I could just plan this right, I can hit him. And I guess that's what kickstarted my, ability to use chips properly. But then, I get to Punk and I win, but then it took a couple hours. And then from there, I'm like, oh, this is how everything works. Oh,
right. I'm sorry. It's not that you don't know how to use chips. You just didn't know how to edit the folder. You still had like swords and stuff. Yeah. It took me a second to realize that. That's still hysterical. Wow. Okay. So Killer, you are, again, as we see on the screen, you are the project lead and writer for Mega Man Battle Network Chrono X. For folks who might not know about it, give us the spiel. What exactly is it?
It's a fan-made continuation of the franchise of starting from, continues a year after Battle Network 6 happened. And this was done because A, people are more familiar with Land Kari, and B, because we can start using, some of those art assets to create the rest of the adventure. One thing you've learned when you try and make games is one of the hardest things to create is the art. Essentially, every time you play a game, anytime, the art's sort of the baseline at first, not just the programming as well. If you want to do like an attack, have a boss, or do whatever, you need the art. So starting from a baseline there also helps. Plus, people like Land Kari as a character, so that was the direction we originally went with. But yeah, it's been done for quite a while. We changed scope quite a few times, but I think the game ultimately will come out far better for it. So I'm happy to say that. I think that's just the basic summary. Anything else?
Yeah, no. Well, I chose this specific image right here because I think, first of all, having played the demo, and of course, as you said, this has definitely been a project that's been around for a while. Having played the demo myself, I was blown away by, one, how authentic it felt while still being unique. It was absolutely amazing. And two, I think that having actual online net battling is such a cool feature. I have no idea how difficult that is to implement. I would imagine very difficult to implement, to have servers running and things like that. And to me, I think it catapults an already authentic and extremely cool, rich game developed by fans for fans into something really legendary. And I wanted to sort of pick your brain a little bit about the net battling aspect.
Especially after the newest updates. Oh man, they're so awesome.
Yeah, no problem. So the one that came out in for Demo 5.0 was just using peer-to-peer. You gotta keep in mind, when we started this game, SoulXCross and Demi, there was like no like really centralized banner community to speak of. So PvP was not on our radar. You know, it's like, hey, this community is fractured. It's got no one in it. Why have PvP? It's because I'm of the opinion, you don't have an audience for PvP. Why do you have PvP? Right? PvP. So now the community has taken off. That naturally has few desires for, hey, let's have some multiplayer, and that's fair. But that means CX wasn't started with that in mind. So we had to do quite a bit of rewrite to get the system into what it was for 5.0, and then we wrote it again for the next one, because we changed system, we improved systems dramatically. You got your mechanics going around. We essentially made it so that it was far easier to adjust. And MaxRock, who's a programmer, is just one guy doing all this. He's a wizard. He's what you would call the black wizard. He's like, how does this work? Black magic. That's Max.
Amazing.
So you got your peer-to-peer. You've got local network. Local, like, you know, like if you're on the same Wi-Fi network as someone else, it'll work. We now use matchmaking. We have a server now that if you're from, New York, you should easily be able to connect with someone on the Los Angeles side of things, and without having to go through peer-to-peer. That makes it more convenient. Matchmaking is something people want, so we were able to do it, and that didn't take that long actually. The other tricky part was getting Android and PC to work together in a net battle together. That's all.
That is a feature I didn't realize was even possible, and I imagine that is a headache. And wow, like A+ effort for like going the extra mile in that regard. That's really cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
There was a lot of rewrites to get to this point, and I'm happy it works. Honestly, it really does work. I play it, and I sit there, and I go, wow. Thank you, Max.
I did that. Yeah, wow.
Just sit there, just blown away by how cool it is. Yeah, again, gang, I'm sure there are many fan games out there, but this is really one to keep your eyes on. It's still in development, but like, it is a great game, and even if the game were to end right here, you would be blown away by just how authentic and how cool it is. I can't plug it enough. It's extremely cool. All right, next up, we've got KNIJohn. Hello, my friend, my poor friend, stuck 10 minutes in the internet. I was
just boiling away.
I love it. Just amazing stuff right there. I absolutely love to see it. John, I have to ask you two things. One, how did you get into content creation? And two, what was your first experience like with Mega Man Battle Network?
Okay, so content creation, it wasn't really anything big or important at first. My very first videos, they're long gone, don't ask me about them, were about, like, COD and stuff like that. Like, I'm a filthy casual gamer as well, in addition to my niche RPG stuff. Those are gone for a long time ago, but I just made them because I would see how much fun people would have, like, with old Let's Plays and stuff, especially back on, like, Something Awful and the Let's Play archive and everything. That just seems like a really fun thing to do with people. And then over time, I was like, well, I should edit this a little more. I should edit this a little more. I should put a little more effort into this so it seems better. And it just eventually snowballed into me spending 2 hours talking about Battle Network 6 somehow.
If I can chime in real quick, that exact effort, like, it shows tremendously. Like, if for folks who don't know, John makes like really great YouTube videos. I mean, arguably some of the best, long play, deep, thorough reviews I've ever seen, and immaculately edited, right? Like, I think, like, as somebody who's just awful at making videos and has only been at it for like, I guess like a year or so, like, I try to put the most effort in like the first chunk of it, like before people would leave, and then I kind of like just get really lazy towards the end. But you
Let me
do
tell
such
you.
a great job all throughout. It's really amazing.
Don't feel bad. I do. I don't want to say it because now people will look for it, but I do the exact same thing. all my biggest edits and big ideas are in like the first quarter of the video, and then near the end, things start getting a little.
Well, I can tell you, as a total like layman observer, I don't see that at all. I think you do such a great job. I love your storytelling. It's very fun. It's very fluid. And actually, I think I mentioned this on your Discord, but I am almost certain that my very first video I saw of you was years ago, like a Final Fantasy X retrospective. That's one of my all-time favorite games. And during the pandemic, I was just like, or I guess post-pandemic a little bit, just like looking for stuff like in that real, like trying to take down the final bosses and things that I just stumbled upon. I'm like, this is really cool. I absolutely love that.
Another person waiting for me to go back and finish it someday.
Do you think you ever will, or do you think just too many projects, like too many things happening?
It's on there. I get asked. It's probably the one I get asked about the most often to continue. It seems like the one that people liked the most. It's just people didn't like it at the time. That was even before Battle Network, so I had 1,000 subs at the time. So I was like, oh boy, this is a lot of time and work, and nobody is watching this. I'm just gonna try something else.
Wow. Yeah. Well, again, just as a total like layman, you do such great videos. I think really, like your videos, they're almost like a secondary community in terms of like getting people excited, like teaching people about like what BN is. They're so thorough. They're so great. You're just amazing. So just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you very much for making awesome videos. All right. We are heading over now to MegaRockEXE. Now, the Rockman EXE Zone is really, really awesome. Of course, every community here is awesome, but, you know, TREZ, as they call it, also a group that does amazing, amazing work. MRE, tell us a little bit about yourself, and tell us a little bit about how you got into Mega Man Battle Network.
Yes, my name is MegaRock. I'm a co-founder, actually, of the Rockman EXE Zone. We started that up in, like, 06, back when Battle Network 6 was still new. And I got into the series, I think, around the Battle Network 3, Battle Network 4 kind of time. And that's just kind of just what got me hooked, and I've been on it since.
Love that.
Yeah.
Now, you do such amazing work with your graphics, with your logos. I mean, am I correct in saying that these are two that you made, and these are two that you know, repurposed for for these English translations?
Yes, that's correct.
Are you a graphic designer, like, by profession? Like, is that something that you kind of been dabbling in over the years? Like, what's your story with that?
I went to school for graphic design, and that's what I do for work. So that's my profession, and I've gotten better. Especially these two logos in particular. I cringe when I see them online. The older versions, back when I was not as skilled, and I'm glad you got the right ones, because I see the old ones, and it's like, oh, why? Those are ugly.
I mean, gang, if you are unfamiliar with the Rockman EXE Zone, that is like the spot. Like back in the day, I was a GameFAQs junkie. I mean, raise your hand, or I don't know. I guess you can't raise your hand, but I would like I'm showing my age for sure. But like GameFAQs was that for me. But nowadays, the Rockman EXE Zone, you guys have like the most thorough resources. But even more than that, like these two games having English translations, 4.5 is an experience that most gamers. I mean, that was a Japanese-only game, right? And, you know, the idea of like having, you know, battleship gates like this that you could, you know, play and insert with on your Game Boy, like that's so novel and so cool. And you guys did such a great job making this functionality possible. Like this wasn't just like a simple emulation. You know, you guys really took care to like localize it in a way that feels very authentic, much like Killer with Chrono X. Again, Operate Star Force, like talk about a game that many people have wanted to play. You know, language barriers, we're unable to, like so cool. And then on a third level, I've been having a blast streaming Star Force Deluxe. I think that game, like that might be my favorite single player Mega Man experience ever. Like I love the challenge. I love everything, all the love and care that got put into it. I know you're not on the development side of it, MRE, but like TREZ is freaking amazing. And you have to plug it. Like they're just the absolute coolest.
Thanks. Yeah, that's really well said.
I want to add to that and say MegaRock was also responsible for the Chrono X logo as well.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. Look at that beautiful
also
logo right
some
there.
of the labels on the reproduction chips too.
Yeah, you do such great work, man. It's like all encompassing, and again, as professional as your actual profession is, like that's just amazing. Thank you very much for adding that extra bit of authenticity to all these extremely cool projects.
Thanks.
All right. Now we've got RockmanCosmo, another person I got to meet IRL, which was super cool. RockmanCosmo is the leader of a group called Scilab Secrets, and you guys basically, I mean, I think a lot of fans, maybe not a lot, a good amount of fans heard about like the arcade machines and things like that. There's kind of like a mystique to them. The cell phone games are like so niche and so cool, and you guys pulled it off. RockmanCosmo, tell us a bit about yourself, how you got into Mega Man, and then like how did you like this is so cool. How did that happen?
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm RockmanCosmo. I'm the leader of Scilab Secrets, which is the team that has spent, well, about the past 3 years working to preserve these lost Mega Man games that are on these Japanese feature phones from the early 2000s. So, as you all definitely know by now, in December, we preserved the entirities of Rockman.exe Phantom Network, Legend of Network, as well as some other lost games like Rockman Dash Great Adventure on 5 Islands, which was a lost mid-quill in the Mega Man Legends series, and even weirder stuff like Mega Man Pinball. So, yeah, so for 3 years we've been working on that, and yeah, we still have more things to do, and I also do some other Japanese feature phone game preservation at large. But yeah, it's been a crazy 3 years, and yeah, that's what I've been doing. But you also asked how did I get into Mega Man?
Yeah,
and yeah, that's kind of a long tangent in and of itself, because like my whole gaming journey is kind of crazy, and I'll probably talk about it somewhere else. But I think I can really link the start of getting into Mega Man when I was I got a Game Boy when I was younger, Game Boy Advance, and I really liked that. I like kind of diving into gaming history, things like that. So I was playing my Game Boy Advance, but like my parents told me you can't play it at night. So unfortunately, I broke that rule, and I was playing my Game Boy Advance Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga in my bed, and then I get caught.
Hey.
Then I get the ultimate punishment, which is having the Game Boy Advance put in a plastic bag and smashed to pieces with a hammer.
Oh my!
So yeah,
Jeez.
So rest in peace, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga.
No.
You will be missed. And all of my consoles, everything was taken away. So all of a sudden, overnight, I had nothing. And really, all I was at the time was a Nintendo guy. So I only really knew like Mario, but I didn't even know what Mega Man was. But then I said, well, I want to still game, but what do I have? Well, all I have is the computer. So that's how I discovered the power of emulation and piracy. But so basically, like, that's how I wanted to experience these games that I lost after that Nintendo Exodus, as I called it. And then one day, I'm listening to music on YouTube, and then I get Mega Man 2, Wily 1 and 2 recommended to me. And I listen to that, and I'm like, 8-bit music can go this hard? So then I just try to find, like, how am I going to play this Mega Man game? You know, this elusive Mega Man online. And turns out that I already like platformers from Mario. And then I just saw, like, Mega Man is kind of like that, except I can shoot now. I can jump and I can shoot. So from there, I get into the classic series, and I'm there for a bit. And then I listen to more, video game music. And then I get Boomer Kuwanger recommended to me for Mega Man X. And I hear that, and I'm like, 16-bit music can go this hard? So then, of course, I have to find Mega Man X, find an online emulator for that. And from there, I just kind of go deep into the series. And how I got into Battle Network is kind of humiliating, but I'm going on like the Mega Man wiki, and I'm looking at Robot Masters, and I see like fireman.exe, and I'm like, what is this like .exe thing? Is this like a creepypasta like Sonic.exe? Like what is this? So then I go on their wiki pages, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like a whole like, what is this, like a classic alternate universe? It seems kind of cool. So then in one summer, I marathon all of Battle Network 1 to 6 and Star Force 1 to 3. I don't know how I didn't burn out, but basically from then on, Battle Network has become one of my favorite series. Like, I mean, Mega Man Legends is always probably going to be at the top for me for other reasons, but I still think that Battle Network is just the battle system, everything. It just captivated me from day one. And
that's
yeah,
so true. So true.
Crazy.
Yeah, still unique to this day, which is really something. And again, like these cell phone games, like I honestly, like, I would have bet a lot of money that we would never see them. If you had asked me years ago, will we ever? Because you guys have to like stop and think about this in the chat, right? Like these cell phone games, they're, first of all, they're older tech. right? You have to download them from whatever. It's like not even, I guess, an app store, you know, whatever the equivalent of that would be for these Japanese cell phones. And then you have to like, which by the way, I'm sure many of them just don't produce these games anymore. That, you know, it's lost media. And then you have to like find someone who has the cell phone, convince them to send it to you because, you know, you need to be able to open it and data dump it. But then it's a cell phone, so it's got your contacts, it's got your photo, you know, that it's a kind of a personal device just to, you know, willingly, you know, lend to somebody. So, you know, the idea of all of these things kind of coming together is like, it's like a real life shiny Pokemon, maybe even like older, maybe even like lower odds than that. And you pulled it off like every single Mega Man game. Like that's like so cool. And many other games too, like Devil May Cry mobile game, you know, Final Fantasy VII mobile game, Kingdom Hearts Recoded, like really cool stuff. Yeah, it's so cool. So all that to say, well done, my friend. I also got to plug Tofu here too. Tofu, I know that you had a big hand in terms of like brute forcing, you know, the sort of like encryption keys and like figuring out the tech to like make a lot of this happen. Do you have any thoughts on that, Tofu?
I'd actually downplay myself a bit on that one. As another user who wrote a lot of the code for figuring out the keys for the games, and my computer just ran it, honestly.
Love it. Love it. That graphics card, I'm sure, got put through the ringer, man. I'm sure it was, because gang, yeah, I mean, without getting too complicated, it's like you have to find like the one, you know, key, right? Like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like you have to, your graphics card literally brute force like every possible combination.
I think it's some like 6.4 billion possible keys, I think was the number, something like that.
I actually think that's really funny that you guys say that, because it reminds me of the time that you guys thought you barely unlocked the full games and you were like, oh yeah, we got chapter 1 working, we're on top of the schedule, we're doing great, and then it's like, no, we did the whole game. And they're like, oh, oh, we're done.
So cool.
You have no idea how embarrassed I was. I was like, I mean, I was writing up that Rockman Corner blog post for like legit like 6 hours straight because I wanted to get out to the public, and I was making sure like, all right, don't let them freak out. Just only tell them it's chapters 1 to 3 and chapters 1 of Legend of Network. And all of a sudden, it turns out that, as people may know, it was like Midori, who was the one who had the phone that had the games on it. She told us, oh, I only bought those specific chapters. So then when we got the games, we assumed that it would just be those chapters, but it turns out that what Capcom did was load the entire like game on your phone, and they paywalled it, but there'd be like a subscription check that would like only work, you know, on the phone itself. But then that we took the raw game files out, that subscription check is no longer there, meaning that it is the full game. So it was like I just saw like, all right, it's only chapters 1 to 3, whatever, and then I see people in Rockman EXE Zone start getting to chapter 4, and then chapter 5, then chapter 6. I'm like, oh gosh, you know.
Oops, the whole game.
But it was a good thing. It was like a good score.
We did it, yeah.
I love that. Such a cool story. Again, thank you so much, you guys. Like, it's a dream come true. And also really crazy that was at the like December, like shortly after Tofu and I went to like archive the actual arcade data. It was like 2 weeks later, the cell phones. It was like, what? Like we ended 2023 with like lost media. Like it's absolutely phenomenal. So super cool how that kind of coincidentally timed out in such a cool way. Thank you so much, RockmanCosmo. Really cool. All right, next up is me, alphabetical order. Hello, everybody. My name is Scoutmaster Demi. I'm not wearing the Scoutmaster outfit. We're all about Mega Man today, of course. If I had to describe myself in Mega Man terms, I would say, honestly, first and foremost, I'm a collector. I love battleships. Like, that's like my bread and butter. I have a complete set. It's taken me years to acquire, but I totally do. I'm the real-life Higsby. He's my spirit animal for sure. Even have some really cool and interesting things like tournament prizes. It's kind of hard to see up here with my little screen, but I've got like holographic chips that were like, you know, won in tournaments from people way back in the day. So I'm just like a fanatic. Like I really, really love those chips. And in fact, speaking about the Rockman EXE Zone, seeing that English 4.5 translation is kind of what kickstarted me and inspired me to like complete those sets. Like over the years, I'd kind of like off and on, you know, have a little bit of interest. It would fluctuate a bit, like try to get chips here and there. But the idea of actually playing on a real English, you know, 4.5 translated copy that you could use a real life battleship gate with on your Game Boy Advance just like totally ignited a fire in me. And I basically haven't stopped since. You know, it's like, you know, this is just such an amazing franchise with so many unique aspects, amazing artwork, amazing gameplay. I love the story. It's like, you know, the world is like kind of realistic, like kind of a utopia, like really, really cool. So I don't know. I just love Mega Man, of course. And then an organizer too. I'm not nearly as cool as the M1 Grand Prix, but I, you know, with the Legacy Collection games coming out, I'm like, you know what? Like, let's do a live tournament. Like, let's have some fun with this official hardware. Like, let's have fun. As a Higsby hoarder, I have so many battleships and things. I'm like, yeah, let's give away some prizes. Like, you know, free to enter. Like, let's just do it. And yeah, it's been really fun. I've been enjoying it. That little photo right there is a picture of me at like an IRL event. I'm wearing my 90s, you know, workout outfit, like kind of aesthetic, right? Like got the tracksuit and everything. And it's just been a blast for sure. So yeah, that's me. You guys are probably on YouTube. I know a lot of you are. If you're not, you know, you can take a peek and say that's, or I guess I don't know, I'll plug myself a little bit. But yeah, that was some cool stuff there. And again, I do a lot of Mega Man stuff. I really enjoy it. Lately, the thing that I've been really into is playing every single DS game that's North American, including shovelware, including all the garbage, and like slowly trying to make reviews. Honestly, like maybe even longer form ones. Like I love KNIJohn's style. Like I think like going really deep on some of these really weird, obscure niche games is like just kind of a lot of fun. And in terms of content creation, like I'm really small, but super passionate. You know, to me, it's like, the self-expression is just like so important, you know, just being able to kind of like have your thoughts and feelings and put them out there and like feel that validation is just like a really cool thing. So that's me. And yeah, finally, last but not least, in alphabetical order, we've got SoulXCross, wonderful member of the N1 Grand Prix. Soul, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a bit about, you know, you first getting into Mega Man Battle Network and then getting into the N1 Grand Prix.
Before I even get into that, I just wanted to thank you so much for inviting me to be here, inviting us to be here. This is like a really cool idea for a stream, and I love it. And first of all, you are plenty cool. All right, I just want to put that out there.
That's really sweet. You're gonna make me blush. That's really. I'm like a really like emotional kind of guy. So thank you. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot to me, man. Thank you.
No worries. But yes, I am SoulXCross. I am a caster for the N1 GP primarily. I do other games as well. I've been getting my hands on Pokemon. I'm trying to get into Pokemon as well for casting. And I thought about getting back into Smash because I was doing that before COVID. I'm not sure after COVID and everything that had happened in the scene, I wasn't sure if I wanted to go back, but I might give it a try. I don't know. Who knows at this point? But yeah, I got into Battle Network when I was at a basketball camp because my father was super into basketball. He was a coach for many different teams, and he loved doing community like leagues and stuff like that. So I went to one of those community leagues, and there was a kid there. He wasn't even there to play basketball. He was just a random kid there, and I saw him have this Game Boy Advance, and I was into Pokemon. That's the only game I knew. So I walked over. I'm like, dude, what are you playing? Like, you have Charizard? And he's like, no, this is Battle Network. So I was like, what's Battle Network? So he goes, oh, do you want to try playing? And I was like, yeah, like hand that over. I'm down. So he gives me the sticks, and it's like I'm walking forward because it's Battle Network 2, and I'm fighting base. And I'm like, I don't know how to play this game. I guess I'll give it a shot. And I got destroyed. And that was my first instance of playing Battle Network 2. And
you were like, that's the coolest character ever. Like I
was sold,
to be
bro.
him.
I was sold, bro. I was like the cloak, the fins, bro. You got me, bro. Like he beat me. I couldn't even touch him. Yeah, he's clearly the most bad MF on this entire game. You know what I'm saying? So clearly, he's
cool.
the guy to beat. But
cool.
Yeah, that was my first experience with Battle Network. So yeah.
And how about the N1 Grand Prix? What got you into that? What got you into commentating? Like, what's your story there?
Okay, so I actually discovered the N1 GP by fate, it feels like. So I always tell this story to everyone who cares to listen. And I was one day watching a random YouTube video. I think it was one of Eurasia's random YouTube videos of him playing with Midnight W.
Both
and
of them are cool.
I was like, man, yeah, they're really great dudes. Love them both. And then I was like, man, you know, if there was ever an online scene for this game, I would totally play. And I left that as a comment in that video. And then out of nowhere, like 3 days later, a player responds to that message and says, dude, there totally is one. Like, you can play right now. And his name is The Poner. he's not even really around like that anymore. He's still in the server, but he doesn't actively like talk anymore. And every occasionally I always send him a DM. He doesn't respond, but it is what it is. But because of him, I discovered the N1GP because I was not a Redditor. I didn't like Reddit. I didn't like those kinds of social media platforms like 4chan and stuff like that. I did not ever want to associate myself with those. And so if it wasn't that moment, I would have never known. So
Wow.
I logged on, and of course, and this is a precautionary channel now, with my freshly studied game facts knowledge, I joined the N1GP and was like, yeah, I know this game. I know how to beat you guys in your PvP. I studied up, and I know what's what. And I got destroyed by everybody. I lost every fight I entered, dude. And it made me realize how in-depth the PvP for this game was.
Just to chime in, it's bonkers. This is a game that's over 20. It's over 20 years. Oh, I guess almost 20 years old at this point. But no patches, right? Like no updates, no firmware, no nothing. And it's like phenomenally balanced. There's so many like crazy in-depth mechanics that they squeezed in there. It's cool to see the meta change. It's cool to see new innovations. It's cool. Like it's just actually an amazing game. It really is. And obviously we're really biased, but there's really nothing like it. And I'm an optimist. I sincerely think that we'll get a BN7 or a reboot or whatever. I think we'll probably get like a cell phone gotcha game before that. But once we get past that, once we spend our money on the base banner, I'm a firm believer. I really do think that we'll get something in the future, and I hope that whatever new game will come out will be just as fun and deep and rich as BN6. It's super, super cool.
Now, for those who don't know and are watching, the N1GP basically is like an international Mega Man Battle Network 6 PvP hub. Basically, it's my second home. Away from home or at home, where if you were. We run dozens of tournaments throughout the year, and we always encourage new players to come join up. And we have tons of like beginner-friendly tournaments. We provide the resources for you to get involved, 100% save files. We have Tango, which has 100% rollback netcode.
Amazing.
Just a generally very friendly community for you guys to get involved and get started. And of course, these resources are open to the public. Even if you don't want to stay within the server to play in those tournaments, you could use those resources because, again, that's kind of what I'm echoing from like RockmanCosmo and Tofu, is that we like having our open source stuff and we like people being involved. It doesn't matter how it looks like, as long as you're playing Battle Network and you're involved with this community, you're a part of the community, right?
Honestly, looking at all the people we have down below, all of our guests and all the things they work on, like it's amazing. Like nothing is paywalled. Like everything, like it's and all of you in the chat too, who are a part of this, who are listening in and tuning in. Like you guys are we are the best community. Honestly, like I truly do believe that. Like small but not so big that it's toxic. Like friendly people always willing to tell you about their cool thing that's going on. Like. It's really something. Just a shout out to literally every single person who's here right now. Like
absolutely.
You guys are the best. And Soul, just to give you a quick compliment too, you have the best energy. Like you are one of the funniest, high energy. Like, dude, like you hype me up so bad. Like you are somebody that like, I don't know, man. I feel like I've known you for years, and it's like it's definitely not that, which is super cool. Super, super cool.
I get that a lot, actually. I get that a lot.
Friendly people. Friendly people everywhere.